I'm interviewing Ro Jogan about who actually built the pyramids. Ro?
Well, as the great Elon Musk once said, I mean, it's gotta be aliens. Mainstream archaeology is hiding the evidence. Don't want to upset the status quo.
I need to sit down. Here are 4 reasons why the pyramids were not built by aliens. 1. There are papyrus records of the quarries and transportation used to bring the stones to Giza. Ancient papyrus scrolls were found in limestone caves off the Red Sea by French archaeologist Pierre Tillet in 2013. These same scrolls were written by a team of men who helped to move the limestone blocks from these same caves to Giza, where they were used to build the largest pyramid out of the pyramids that we know today, the Pyramid of Khufu. Number 2 is simply Occam's razor. There are much simpler and more plausible explanations for how the pyramids were built before we fall back on aliens. According to Clayton and Price, co-authors of the book 7 Wonders of the Ancient World, there are 3 main theories that posit how the pyramids could have been built. The encircling ramp theory states that there were mud brick walls built around the sides of the pyramid, and the stones would be brought up on rollers. The men would eventually haul these stones into their correct place. The external ramp theory was proposed by French archaeologist Lauer. He stated that there was probably only a singular ramp that was increased as needed as the pyramids were getting taller. The levers theory is a theory by Peter Hodges, who was experimenting in his backyard with levers and found that 2 men could easily lift and move the tons of blocks with this method. Once the stones were raised on these levers, the men could easily put them on rollers and move them into their correct space. The third is Eurocentricity. Conspiracy theorists mostly target monuments outside of the Western sphere. According to Egyptologist Dr. Nielsen, Egypt is not the only one targeted by these conspiracy theories. The Mayans, Incas, and countless other cultures are also targets of these conspiracy theories outside of the Western Hemisphere. Enough said. And final reason why the pyramids were not built by aliens is that the pyramids themselves are not standalone buildings. You can see the history and timeline of the pyramids coming into being, both culturally and architecturally, dating all the way back to the Old Kingdom, a recorded period of 30 dynasties when North and South Egypt were united. The first example of these tombs were burial pits, simple, dug into the earth, but had the first evidence of possessions buried with them, meaning that the person buried there was important or made a social distinction. Eventually, they started to build mud brick walls, which in turn added different chambers to house their various artifacts. Eventually, the buildings came to rise above ground in a low-walled structure called a mastaba. Mastaba might look a little bit similar to pyramids because pyramids themselves are made out of several rising mastabas. In conclusion, there are many reasons why people would and could build these pyramids dating back over hundreds and hundreds of years. So that leaves me to ask, are we the only aliens in this room? Because she's a little bit crazy.